Welcome to the Healthy, Wealthy Retiree Summit. How to confidently take control of your well being and finances after 50. I'm your host, LB, Lori Beth, and today I have the absolute pleasure of introducing you to someone extraordinary, Connie Inakai, also known as Grandma Benur. Connie has been a trailblazer in the entrepreneurial world over the last 6 years and is here to share her inspiring journey. She's retired from a 40-year career in teaching, but didn't slow down. Instead, she reinvented herself as an inventor, an author, an advocate for entrepreneurship during retirement. She's the author of How I Got My Product on QVC, The Today Show, The View, and more in retirement, as well as The Retirement Dream Big, Take Action, Make Money. 10 amazing second act entrepreneurs tell their story. She is just a wealth of information here. So welcome to the stage, Miss Connie.
Thank you so much. And
You're so
I'm so
welcome.
excited to be here because I understand there are going to be some amazing presenters in this summit. So
Yes.
I can't wait to hear all of them.
Yes, including yourself. I'm so excited about our topic today because, we're going to be diving into a discussion about why retirees or the soon to be retirees should even consider entrepreneurship in their retirement. So, Connie, thank you for joining us, but just to kick things off, can you take a minute to kind of introduce yourself and, especially for those in the audience who might not have met you before and don't know of you, can you share a little bit about your journey and what led to you becoming a grandmapreneur and pursue entrepreneurship in retirement?
Okay, well, I love my story because I was a college writing teacher for 40 years and I loved doing it. I loved helping inspire college seniors. They were all engineers and computer science majors, and I inspired them to find a great job and to be good at it. I taught them technical writing because I thought that was so important for their careers. And then after so many years of teaching, I finally decided, I was going to get them to have the career of their lifetime where they were going to start at salaries that were more than twice mine with a master's degree and 40 years of experience. And I thought, now something's wrong here. So I quit and I decided to re-inspire myself. I loved inspiring students, but I thought, it's time for me to inspire myself. So I taught technical writing and there I taught them how to write reports that would get them further along in their career. And one of the things that they had to do for being an engineer is they had to write a manual, an instruction manual. So I had this idea in the back of my head about an invention. And as they were writing their instruction manuals, I learned from them and I wrote an instruction manual for my idea, for my invention, and I learned from them. Then I had them take this job that they really wanted to do and make a brochure for that company. So when they went to their interview, they could show them what they did. So while they were doing that, I got all their great ideas and I made a brochure for my company. So right along, as I was teaching them their 6 assignments, I was right behind them and learning from them and fixing up my business. So I really had to quit so I could start on my future.
My gracious.
Yeah,
go ahead.
So,
That's amazing.
You can't learn any better than from 20-year-olds. And so I learned everything and I retired and I became an inventor and I had everything in place.
Oh my gracious, just like it was handed to you, but you worked hard and did it and did it alongside your full-time job. I mean, it's pretty amazing. So that's great information because I think you have such personal experience, but also knowledge. Why should retirees or soon to be retirees consider entrepreneurship in their retirement, or, you know, as a second act? Why should they?
Well, I'll tell you. um, I got my idea. I wrote an article for Entrepreneur Magazine called Six Reasons to Pursue Entrepreneurship in Your Retirement. So I did a lot of research on that, and I found six reasons. And the number one reason, well, there's so many. One of them is it keeps you socially active. Okay. It keeps you mentally active. It keeps you physically active. And all of those things, when you're doing all of those things, I don't think there's any room for Alzheimer's to get in your brain because you're so busy doing
Yes.
things. So I thought, why, with all the people who are just bored around their life when they're thinking about retirement and then retiring, why not do something a little bit unique that's going to be challenging to them? So starting a new business is definitely challenging, but we don't have the worries of the younger people starting a business because my business could go or not go either way, because I don't have to support college students in my
Right.
household. I'm
Right.
done with that. All I
Right.
have to do is do it for fun. And if it goes, it goes. And if not, it's still fun for me.
Right.
So I encourage other people to try something new because it's challenging to your brain. And
Yes.
I actually gave a TEDx talk on that topic.
Well, as you should. As you should. You're just a wealth of information. That's beautiful. That's
Uh,
wonderful. You have such a diverse career in that you really truly have started your second act. And then you became this in your during your career, you became this inventor in your retirement, and through that process for your products. But the first product was called Tip and Split. And what inspired you to create it, and how in the world did you come up with this idea?
Well, this came from a real life situation because I'm old and I get older every year. And as I get older, my eyes get worse. Usually, when you hit 50, the eyes start going. And so, when I would go to restaurants, I would feel this horrible feeling that I couldn't read the menu, especially because the print was sometimes too small and the restaurant was too dark. So, when I would go out with my friends, we would all pass around reading glasses, and I would always forget mine. So we would, we would have to pass it around, and sometimes we would have to go look for a candle so we could see in the dark, or we would just ask the server what's good. We were just really limited to what we could do. So I thought, shouldn't there be something that can help us? So this is what I invented. This is what I invented my last year of teaching.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
called Tip and Split. And it's
Oh,
got a magnifier on it so you can read the small print. It's got a light on the back so you can see everything in a dark restaurant. And then I added on a little calculating device that can figure out the tip and split the bill because math was not my subject. And especially if you've had a few drinks, who wants to figure out the tip and who wants to split the bill? I'd rather just enjoy talking to my friends. So I made it a little, it doesn't do calculating, but it can figure out a tip. And most people just add 20% because it's easier. But what if you want to give 18 or 22%? Then you can use my Tip and Split.
I
So I
love it.
invented this, and I had the instruction manual, which is really great because it came from that with the help of my students. And, so I knew nothing about inventing, but I'm not afraid to learn. And
Right.
that's what's good about being older. We don't have anything to lose. We have
Yeah.
only things to gain. So I invented this product and I had a lot of fun doing it. I learned from mistakes. When I first started it, I didn't know how to advertise. I knew nothing. So I was hiring PR firms, public relations on how to get
Get your
publicity.
product out there.
Yeah. And I was paying so much money and they got me nothing.
Mm.
So what I did is I called up people and I got my own publicity.
I love it.
And Yeah, and I thought, why should I pay somebody $3,000 when they get me nothing? So with that one, I wrote this book because I was a writing teacher, and it said how I got my product on QVC, the Today Show, The View, and more in my retirement. And I wrote a little book about it to help other people who wanted publicity but didn't want to pay for it. I told exactly what I did to get free publicity.
And to the audience, we still can get that book, correct?
Sure, it's on
Yeah.
Amazon.
Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
thought it. Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
right. So I actually never wrote books when I was teaching because I was so busy teaching and grading papers all night long. I mean, I'm sure if any of your audience ever went to college, you know that you spent some all nighters doing
Yeah.
your term papers, doing reports. I used to do at least 3 all nighters every semester because I had to get those papers done because they weren't going to get graded by themselves. So I know what it's like. So anyway, so when I retired, I work a lot harder now, but I love everything that I do.
So it's not work. It's
It's fun. It's fun.
it's fun.
And there's no downside to it, except
Yeah.
that I don't know everything, but I admit it. I don't know everything. There's
Right.
a lot of downsides.
Right. But when you get into um, when you start to understand that you really have nothing to lose, you just you keep going. Things just start to come to you because people cross your paths, or etc. So tell us some of the biggest challenges that face retirees or soon to be retirees with starting a business. What do you find is the most? Is it a mindset? Is it the financial? What is the major challenges?
Well, the main thing is technology. The main thing is total technology. For example, this morning I knew I was going to be on your podcast,
Yeah.
and my email wouldn't pull up. I couldn't get my email to work, and I didn't know what to do. And I spent 1 hour trying to figure out how to get my email going. And it wanted my password, and I didn't know my password because I have it all like on some kind of system that memorizes my passwords. And I was going to cancel this because
Oh,
I couldn't find it. And at the last minute, I turned off my computer and I restarted it, and then it worked.
oh,
But do you understand? Most people wouldn't have that problem. To me, that was the end of the world.
yeah.
I couldn't get my email, so I couldn't figure out how to get on this channel. I had it on my phone, but I didn't want to talk to you on my phone.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
so I think it's technology that's a huge problem. And to other people, to younger people, no problem. They would know exactly what to do. I didn't know.
Right.
So
Exactly.
I would.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It is a challenge as you get older because we didn't grow up with it. And when you don't grow up with it, it's just so important to um you have to put in the work, right, to learn, but surrounding yourself with a community, I'm sure is another big
Exactly.
thing, right?
Exactly. And even if I fix it one time, if it happens to me next month, I might forget what I did.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
so I don't have these things in my brain yet. So
Yeah.
I have to go through the whole process. So many things with technology that I can't do, but I'm trying. I have
But
little tiny things like I have a YouTube channel, and I just don't understand how to get, like, if I'm on this podcast, how to put it on my YouTube channel. Do you know how to do that?
sure, we'll show you how to do that. So see, and it's just like that. Those little sort of tiny things that are so important to have people around and reach out. And I have to commend you. There will be a lot of people that they would give up in the sense of they were like, oh, it's just too much of a struggle. But your tenacity, to your desire to stay young and to maintain your independence and is just exudes every single thing that you've said to us. I mean, that's the beauty of being able to retire and have something to be passionate about and look forward
Well,
to it.
I don't think it's only about age. I
Right?
think it's about you have to have when you were talking about mindset. I think it's about mindset. I just didn't let my age interfere with my mindset. I'm going to give you an example.
Okay.
When I got my first job, I became an English teacher, and I was living in New York, and I wanted to get a job teaching English as a second language at Columbia University. That's pretty
It's very
hefty. Oh,
specific.
yeah. So I walked over to the university, to Columbia, and I said, I'd like a job here. And the guy said, do you have a master's degree? And I said, well, no. So he says, well, come back when you have one. So I walked across the campus, and it was the summertime, and I signed up. I said, I'd like to take some courses to get a master's degree. So I signed up, and then I applied. Okay. By the way, I had a bachelor's degree from Ohio State, and I had a 3.8. They didn't accept me at Columbia. They said no. And I went back to the office and I said, excuse me, but I'm taking 2 classes and I have an A in both. How come you say I can't get in? So they let me in. So
Oh,
1 year later, I had my master's degree, and I walked over to the English department and I said, do you remember me? And the guy said, yes. And they said, I have my master's now. Can I work here? So I think that's got nothing to do with age. It just says whenever there's a no, figure out how to make it a yes. He told me how to make it a yes. Get your master's.
yep. Yep.
Just a
Listen.
little walk down the campus.
Yep. Yep. Just listening.
Mhm.
The clues are all there, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we get so much energy around being told no. We just think, oh, we're going to
Yeah,
lie down or whatever. But if you're a person of solutions, which so many people are in their jobs, you know what I mean? Like their jobs require that of them. But when it comes to themselves, it really is a mindset. And it doesn't matter your age. I didn't mean to allude
right.
to that. It absolutely doesn't matter your age. I have 21-year-olds or 19-year-olds around me that, they're constantly battling the, confidence and, self-worth and all of those sort of things. And then yeah, so I hear you. And then I have older, younger seasoned, that's what I call them, seasoned people, doing the same exact thing. So, um,
So another problem with being older is that younger people think we can't do it. There's a lot of people who are skeptical. They probably think that all older people have dementia.
yes,
And it just isn't true. So we have to, get rid of that myth, and
right.
just that's another no. No, I don't have it. No, I still can think.
Yes,
So we have to not be swayed by what many people think. Not most people, many
many.
people think. And so we might also think that we can't do things. We can't. There's some things I can't do, like I can't really run a lot. But but I can walk. It's fine.
Right. And you're
Um,
still going to get there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's still,
So
you're
I
still
think
going to
that,
get there.
that could be mindset, and it's like another no, but you just have to ignore the no's
Right.
and find
Right.
out how you work towards it. So
Yeah.
I think that's another challenge of being older. You just don't listen to it. If
Yeah.
anyone says no, you can't do it, say, why not?
Right.
To
Right.
me, if somebody says no, I want to go and do it.
Yeah. 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 And that's definitely mindset. That's definitely a mindset. So, entrepreneurships naturally, come with risk and rewards. How do you leverage skills and clearly your mindset, but from your career as an educator to build a business, or how can you help somebody that is thinking about entrepreneur or a second act? What are some skills, and how do you balance the risk and the reward of being owning a business?
Well, I think that you should probably do something that you're comfortable with and that you have some credentials with. So you don't have to have this imposter syndrome that is going around now. People think, I can't do that. So because I was a teacher for so many years, my new business, I'm not an inventor anymore. My new
Yes.
business is I'm helping people tell their life story in
Yes.
pictures. Okay.
Yes.
And how can I have it now? No imposter syndrome, because I taught writing. Okay. I was a writing teacher. So I have credentials. I have a degree in English from Columbia University, even though it took me a little way to get it, but I can say that with honesty. So I have the credentials, and I'm using something I love to do that nobody else does. Some people help people write their memoirs. I do it in a kind of a unique way. I do it based on on pictures.
Right.
So it's not so it's kind of exciting to read, exciting to write, and exciting to read. And it's kind of my own little invention. Can I give you an example?
Absolutely. I was just going to say, please show us. That's what I was just going to say.
This is a book that I wrote about myself, because I have 7 grandchildren, and I want them to know, first of all, that grandma used to be young once. That was me. I was probably about 1. And I found that picture, and it looks like I'm reaching out to my
Yeah.
grandchildren. So I used this, and what I did is I went through a lot of photo albums, because in those days we didn't have smartphones. We had photo albums. So I took photo albums, and each picture that I have tells a story with the caption. So this is one of my favorite pictures, and it says, I don't know
Yep.
if you
Yep.
don't really
Right
have to
there.
say
That's
this.
good.
It
That's
says,
perfect.
Grandma Ella and Grandpa Arthur moved to the United States in 1912. They missed the trip over to the States because Grandma was pregnant and had morning sickness. The ship they missed was the Titanic.
Amazing.
That's true. And my grandkids love that story. My oldest grandchild is 12. And who doesn't love the story of the Titanic? And now he knows that this is his story. Because if my grandparents had not been on that ship, we might not have been here. Yes. So my whole book is filled with stories based on pictures.
Yes.
And it's so easy. This is another one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, show it. I love it.
This is a picture of our family boat. I grew up in Cleveland, and there were lots of kids. We named the boat Dr. Skakel, and that's named after my parents, David and Rebecca, Doctor, and then Sharon, Connie, Arthur, Chucky, Louie. And when they had one more child, we all took a vote. We were all young, and we called our youngest brother Eddie. So we could just add an E and keep this still Dr. Skakel, just add an E. And I tell one little story about that boat, because there were so many of us. Every weekend we would go out fishing on Lake Erie, and we would come back with 100 fish that my mother had to clean. Now, one time we came back and one of the fish didn't die for a few days. So we put him in the bathtub. And for 20 years, nobody in our family ever used that bathtub. So my kids love that story, because we had this bathtub that nobody would touch because a fish was living in it for 2 days.
Oh my gosh.
So I tell the story, my favorite pictures. I tell a story of me growing up. And what am I doing? I'm telling about how we used to go fishing. Yeah. Okay. So to me, this is the best way to write your memoir, with pictures, and each picture evokes a story. Yes. And my kids love reading through my book. And another benefit of this is, when I'm gone, most people have shoe boxes and boxes filled with pictures. I'm going to say, you don't have to worry about what to keep and what to throw away. You can throw them all away. All of my good ones are in here.
I love that. I absolutely love that. As we are going through this season that we're in, we do want to leave something for our family, friends, offspring, children, all that, and even if you don't have children, like my sister, she's everybody wants an Auntie Kim, and And that is the truth. I mean, like everybody, but she doesn't have any children, but she is just absolutely an aunt to every person that comes her way. And there's just so much, she has so much to give. And she is actually, ironically, a scrapbooker. So she actually does scrapbooking, but this is a unique way to actually touch into that because you're actually so many people are taking selfies and then they don't do anything with them, or pictures on their phone and then they don't do anything with them. So
Right.
how? So
So this is what I'm saying. If somebody wants to do any kind of business, think of something that you know and you can be credible about it. I'm very credible at writing. So I actually I have a little business where I help people because everybody wants to do it. They just don't know how to get started. So
yeah,
I get them started.
I
And
love it.
I call it write your selfie because you mentioned, people take selfies a lot. Um, Young people take selfies. I don't take selfies, but selfies are pictures. And so this is based on pictures.
Yeah,
So I call it write your selfie. So everybody has something that they like to do. It doesn't have to be this. It could
yeah,
be something that they love to do. It could be just, like knitting or whatever they like to do. They can start a business doing that. They could do it on what's the thing? Etsy.
yeah, exactly.
Any kind of business. And you get so excited by doing it. And you could do it as much or as little as you want.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. I think we get caught up. It's a mindset. We get caught up in our head like, oh my gosh, is it going to work? Am I doing it right? All those things. And it's so nice that you help, or, that there are mentors out there or coaches out there. But there's also, in this particular instance, you have really found the, an enriching experience during retirement. Can you tell the audience how the journey has brought some personal fulfillment and what it means to you to have had these enriching experiences? I mean, you've been on QVC, you've invented your memoir, which is now a business, and I just what this so fulfilling. So, can you give us a
Well,
little?
one of the things that is my most fulfilling with this one is my younger brother passed away 3 years ago. So it was so sad for me. But the happiest thing for me was I wrote a book for him, and I wrote it right before he died.
Oh,
And I was so happy to do that because he saw it as I was writing it.
oh, that's amazing.
And
That's
it was
so
kind of
amazing.
easy to write because we have a lot of the same history, because he's my brother.
Right.
So,
Sure. 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 So, running a business in retirement must uh, hold on a second. I'm sorry. When you're an entrepreneur, the drive never really stops. Can you share with the audience how the passion continues to fuel you every day in retirement? Can you talk a little bit about that?
oh yeah, every day I have something new to do. I'm uh, um, I'm just so excited. I'm really excited about Write Your Selfie. And 3 weeks ago, I got a call from Walmart, and they heard about my tip and split, and they want to put it in Walmart. This is out of the blue because I kind of put that a little bit in rest mode because I kind of like stopped doing it during COVID
Yeah.
because the restaurants were closed, and that was really
Right.
a restaurant device. So I put it on hold. And now all of a sudden, Walmart wants to work with me. Isn't that
Isn't that
something?
amazing? It is amazing. It is absolutely amazing.
So I don't have enough time for everything because I'm so involved with Write Your Selfie. And so I told them I don't have a lot of time. I'm doing a new project. So they want to do my new project on Walmart. I said, this one doesn't work on Walmart. This is individualized.
Yes.
But
Yes.
it's just exciting. So how do you wake up excited every day? If you do what you love, it's going to come back to you.
Right. Right. Yes. Full circle, right? Full circle.
Exactly.
Uh, Connie, you are just so amazing. I know you've got some other things on the in the works, and we're going to just wait to hear about those special treats for in the future. But before we wrap up, I want to ask you my own personal question that I am asking all of um, my summit speakers. So hydration is something we often overlook when we're busy, but it's so important to stay hydrated because of energy and focus and all those things. How do you ensure you stay hydrated while managing such a full and dynamic schedule as a grandmapreneur? Per-
I was just trying to use a little bit of visual effects.
I love
Um,
it.
it is so important. It just keeps up your energy, and it's just good for your whole body to do that. I'm not sure what you want me to answer, but I think
No, just
we
that,
all
like,
know it's so important.
you keep water beside you, like, keep it around you, so you're using hydration during the day. That's perfect. That's perfect. So, um, is there I understand that you have a free gift for our audience. Could you, take a moment and tell them about it? So and then I'll make sure that they receive an email with all the details and a follow-up email from this, okay?
Oh,
So
sure. Let me see my free gift. Yeah. If anybody wants to write their selfie, this is, see, my latest project. If anybody wants to write one, they can um, either email me,
I'm gonna
Connie.
share a link. I'm gonna share a link to your website, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Or they can write to writeyourselfie.com. And I wrote a little book, and this is how to write your selfie. And I write the exact steps on how to do it. And I'll
Nice.
send them this book.
Perfect. It's beautiful.
Thank you. It's
Yeah,
kind of cute, right? It's pretty.
it is cute. It's cute. I love you. You're so me. I love that. It's kind of cute.
Yeah, it's
Everybody
very
should have
cute.
one.
So what I do is I tell them exactly how I wrote mine. And I have so many things in here. One of them's outdated because I'm from Cleveland and I have the Cleveland Indians, and they just became the Guardians. And
Oh
I
my
have
God.
another thing that I really love in here. This is, I tell them how to find pictures to put in your book. And if you don't have any, this is my high school, Cleveland Heights High School.
Okay.
That's where Travis Kelsey went.
Oh,
You know
nice.
Travis?
Yeah, I do. I think the whole world knows Travis Kelsey.
Yeah. Well, he went to my high school.
Oh, nice. Well, you blazed a trail for him.
Yeah. So that's my claim to fame. I'm from Cleveland Heights.
I love that. I
So
love it.
so
You're right.
I'm
There's a lot more claim to fame there, grandmapreneur.
well, thank you. So
Yeah.
my big goal is to encourage people to just ignore the age. It's just we're so lucky to be this age. What's the alternative? But we are lucky.
Yeah.
And we're especially lucky if we don't let age cripple us.
Right. Right.
Can,
Exactly.
can you imagine somebody who's like in their 80s and still going strong? That's what I
Yeah.
plan to do.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So that's beautiful. That is so beautiful. Connie, I am so honored to have had you on our show. Just absolutely love your energy and you're so inspiring. I mean, just look at your life. This is like the second, third, fourth act over here going on. I just absolutely love your energy and I just want to thank you. And I'm so honored that you agreed to come on and be a part of our
Thank
summit.
you. Thank you for having me here.
You're so welcome. So, for the audience, what we look forward to the next interview as you did for this one. And I will talk to you later, Miss Connie. I so look forward to working with you in future endeavors.
Thank you. I would love to work with you too.
Yes. Thank you, Connie.